It's time to battle it out in the real arena! This episode is brought to you by The Real Study, a live weekly film review podcast covering films from all genres. Find The Real Study on TikTok, YouTube, most social media platforms, and everywhere else you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Welcome to The Real Arena. I'm your host, Mr. Snidbits. The Real Arena is a game show designed for film buffs by film buffs. Today, 3 contestants will compete to see who will be crowned the Real Arena champion. Before the show, we randomly selected 3 movie-related games. Let's get to the show. So our contestants have been given the rules for the games before we start today. The first game is Film by Actors. This is a new game we've got on the show, and we're going to get right into it now. Essentially, we're going to start listing actors, and the contestants need to guess the name of the movie based upon the cast that is in it. So our very first game today, our very first actor, I should say, is going to be Lee Pace. All right, and I've got Peyton has a guess. What do you got for me, Peyton?
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Good guess, but that is incorrect. So we're going to move on to the next actor, and that is Wendell Pierce. Peyton again.
The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2.
That is correct. Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2
I just did a rewatch.
Correct. How you got that on Wendell Pierce will forever baffle me, but yes, there it is.
Wow. I just remembered. I saw him in the one scene. I was like, that's Wendell Pierce. He's in this.
Yes, it is. And you know, I figured he'd be hard for people to remember. So that takes us on to film number 2. I'm glad I made a bunch of these because we're going to see what Peyton can do with this. Peyton's quick on that buzzer, so you guys got to be ready. First actor is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Peyton.
Don John.
Incorrect. Next actor is going to be Ricky Lindholm. Anyone? You don't have a guess? That's fine. Peyton.
The Walk.
Incorrect. The next actor is going to be Chris Evans. Anybody got an idea, a guess? 5 seconds. All right, we're going to move on to the next actor. The next actor in this case is Frank Oz. And yes, he's playing an actor in this movie. Peyton.
Knives Out.
Knives Out is correct. I don't know how you got that from Frank Oz, but you did. Very good.
I don't know how I didn't get that earlier because I was thinking Rian Johnson. I was like, he's in every single one. He has a cameo in every single one.
Love it. I love it. All right, we're moving on to movie number 3. The first actor for movie number 3 is Helen Mirren, Dame Helen Mirren. Peyton.
The Good Liar.
Incorrect. Moving on to actor number 2, John Cena. Peyton.
Fast 9.
Incorrect. I like that guess, though. Next actor is going to be Michael Cera. Any guesses? Peyton again.
Barbie.
Barbie is correct. This is Barbie the movie. Right there. All right. I am seeing a sweep. I hope you guys will get in on this buzz situation a little bit if you can.
I live for stuff like this.
I can tell. All right.
I love this kind of stuff.
Here we go. We're going to go film number 4. First actor is Patton Oswalt. Peyton?
Ratatouille.
Incorrect. Actor number 2 is Jason Robards. Anybody? Wild guess in the dark. Jason Robards. 5 seconds. Peyton?
22 Jump Street?
Incorrect.
Okay.
Incorrect. Moving to the next actor, and that is John C. Reilly. Peyton?
Is this Walk Hard the Dewey Cox story?
That is incorrect, but I like the guess.
Okay.
We're going to move on to the next actor, William H. Macy. Peyton again.
Is it Boogie Nights?
Incorrect. All right, next actor, Julianne Moore. Anybody? Patton Oswalt, Jason Robards, John C. Reilly, William H. Macy, Julianne Moore. And yes, they are all in a film together, I promise. All right, we're going to move on to the next actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Peyton.
This isn't Magnolia? I know that's
Magnolia
not
is correct. That is
wait,
correct.
what?
It is Magnolia.
I didn't remember Patton Oswalt being in that.
He is actually in it for just a moment.
I almost didn't want to say it because I was like, surely that's wrong, but I can't believe that. Wow.
No, and I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. All right. So moving on to the next movie. First actor in this movie is going to be Jonathan Pryce. Let me know if you have any guesses. Mick Martin.
Brazil?
Brazil is incorrect. I like the guess, though. We don't hear Brazil often. Moving on to the next actor, Ed Harris.
Oh,
Mick.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glen Ross is correct. 10 points to you, sir. Very good job. All right. So we're getting a little competition here. The next movie, the first actor is Val Kilmer. Peyton.
Batman Forever.
Incorrect. I like to call that Lips Man, but that's just me. Next movie, Brad Pitt. Peyton again.
Moneyball?
Incorrect.
That was a silly
Next
guess.
movie.
True.
Next actor I was supposed to say.
True.
Well, we got to go for one more actor before you do. Samuel L. Jackson, and I will give Mick the buzz because he did
True
get it.
Romance.
True Romance is correct. This
Oh,
is True
very good.
Romance. You guys are getting this a lot faster than I thought you would. I actually thought this would go a lot slower, but that's okay. We made plenty of games for that reason. All right, so now we're going to go to the next actor for the next movie. The first actor is going to be Ty Burrell. Peyton.
Finding Dory.
Incorrect. I like the guess, though. All right, next actor is Tom Hardy. Mick.
Inception?
Incorrect, but that's a good guess. All right, we're going to go to the next actor, Orlando Bloom. Any guesses? I know that's a strange trio, if you will. Got almost 5 seconds left. All right, looks like we're going to move on to the next actor, and the next actor is going to be Sam Shepard. Anybody? Sam Shepard. No guesses, it seems. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts. Peyton?
Locke?
Incorrect. Moving on to the next actor, we've got William Fichtner. Rlee.
Troy.
Incorrect, but I do like that guess. It's a solid guess. Moving on to the next actor, Tom Sizemore. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts, any guesses. It seems like a tough one. 5 seconds. All right, we're going to move on to the next actor, Ewan McGregor. Any thoughts, any ideas? Five seconds. Looks like no guesses on this one either. Okay, we'll move on. Next actor, Eric Bana. Mick.
Settle left field. Black Hawk Down?
Black Hawk Down is correct. Mick, great job.
Oh, the
Josh
last
Hartnett
one would
was
have
the
given
last
it to
one.
me.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
There you
Josh
go.
Hartnett.
Right. All right. So
I
we've
can't believe I
got.
forgot about that.
Oh, we've actually got three more. I thought we had only three more before, but we have three more now. So the next movie, we're going to do the first actor. Here we go. Paul Sorvino. Mick Martin.
Goodfellas?
Incorrect, but that's a great guess. That's like always the guess with Sorvino, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next actor. Dick Van Dyke. Yes, that is meant to throw you for a wild loop. 5 seconds. We've got Rlee.
Repo, the genetic opera.
I like that. That is incorrect. I would love if Dick Van Dyke was in that.
Well,
All right.
could have
And
been.
we've got the next actor is Mandy Patinkin. Mandy Patinkin. Paul Sorvino, Dick Van Dyke, Mandy Patinkin. Any guesses? That's okay. We're going to move on to the next actor, Charlie Korsmo. If I didn't have a beard, I would look just like him, by the way. Any ideas about Charlie Korsmo? Did that help you guys at all? It doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next actor. James Caan. Any thoughts? James Caan. Peyton.
Thief?
Incorrect.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the next actor then, and it is Dustin Hoffman. Yes, all these people are in a movie together. I know that sometimes makes you wonder. Mick Martin.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy is correct. Excellent job.
Nice.
All right. So 2 more. We're going to start off here with our first actor, Thomas Jane. Rlee.
The Mist.
Incorrect. Great movie. Next actor, Anna Kendrick. What movie is Thomas Jane and Anna Kendrick in together? Any guesses? 5 seconds. All right, we're going to move on to the next actor. In this case, Bill Hader. Bill Hader. Thomas Jane, Anna Kendrick, and Bill Hader. I know people will be screaming at the screen at some point. 5 seconds. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next actor. In this case, it is Brie Larson. Brie Larson. Thomas Jane, Anna Kendrick, Bill Hader, and Brie Larson. All right, no guesses so far. I think I stumped you guys. Okay, I didn't. I promise you'll get it sooner or later. All right, next actor is going to be Aubrey Plaza. Peyton.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
That is correct. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I don't remember Bill Hader being in that.
He's the voice. That's why you don't recognize him. That's a tricky part of this game, is we can do that to you. All right, we've got one more movie here, starting out with Ethan Suplee. Rlee.
American History X.
I love the guess, but that is incorrect. Moving on to the next actor, Jon Favreau. Peyton.
Elf.
Incorrect. I do love that, though. All right. Next actor is Kyle Chandler. I'm not sure that helped anyone. Ethan Suplee, Jon Favreau, Kyle Chandler, all in the same movie together. 5 seconds. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next actor. In this case, it is Rob Reiner. Ethan Suplee, Jon Favreau, Kyle Chandler, and Rob Reiner. What movie is this? 5 seconds. All right. Nobody answered that one. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. John Bernthal. It's quite a cast. Any guesses with John Bernthal added to the mix? No guesses? 2 more seconds. Oh, we got Rlee.
The Accountant 2.
I love it, but no, that is incorrect. Incorrect. All right, so we're going to move on to the next actor. It is Matthew McConaughey. Ethan Suplee, Jon Favreau. Peyton.
The Wolf of Wall Street?
The Wolf of Wall Street is correct. Very good job. All right, so that's the end of round one. We've got Peyton at 60 points. We've got Mick at 40 points and Rlee at 0, but that's okay. It's still a big anybody's game. We've got lots of points left in the game, but right now we're going to move over to the main wall and talk to our contestants about who they are and where we can find them. Peyton, you are our returning champion, and you won the last round. In fact, it looks like you're wearing the prize you won, which is that trap shirt. That's awesome.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell us about who you are, where we can find you, and then we'll also want to know what your current favorite movie is.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me back. I really love this and have fun. A lot of fun doing it. And thank you for the shirt. I am Peyton_Pictures on TikTok. I make movie content over there. I also run a podcast called the Applebox Chronicles with me and my good friend Adrian. We talk about movies, new movies, old movies, a lot of exploration into film history, looking at like the way that director's career evolved towards making that movie. So we really like to dive deep into stuff, and we just started that, so check it out on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Otherwise, my favorite movie right now is probably, I actually saw it right after doing the Real Arena last time. It's The Life of Chuck from Mike Flanagan. It's my favorite movie I saw recently. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really unique in the way that it was structured, and I think that it's a movie that Mike Flanagan has said that he made because he wanted it to exist to leave behind for his kids, and I just think that's incredible, and I love art like that, so really enjoyed it. And also Trap. I have to throw Trap in. It's like a given.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I appreciate that. Mick, you and I have been mutuals on TikTok for a very long time. That's, of course, how I was able to find you to invite you on the show. Tell us where we can find you, what you do on TikTok, and then, of course, what your favorite movie is currently.
Hi, I am Mick Martin. You can find me on TikTok under McNerd46. You can also, I write for Newsweek. You can find my writing there. And as far as my favorite movie currently, it's been a long time since I kind of updated my favorite movie list, but I think it remains Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Excellent film. I love it. And then we, of course, have Rlee here, and Rlee and I have been mutuals on TikTok for a long time. Yes, I invite a lot of my mutuals on this show because they are movie people, and so, of course, I want them to compete. Rlee, tell us about who you are, where we can find you, what you do, and, of course, your current favorite movie.
Okay, I'm Rlee. You can find me on TikTok at Rlee, Psychobilly, and Horror. I talk about movies, politics stuff, current events, psychobilly music, a lot of horror movies, stuff like that. So I've been thinking about it, rolling it over in my head. My favorite movie for the longest time, and is still my favorite movie, is Cool Hand Luke. I love that movie. I've loved that movie since the first time I saw it back probably early 90s. My grandfather, he loved that movie, and that was like our bonding thing. And I've seen it so many times. I can almost recite the whole movie. And it's just, every time I watch it, though, it's still, I come away with the same feelings. And that's what makes it so special for me.
So there's a comfort to that movie for you, which I really love. That's really, really great. My current favorite movie, boy, I'm rewatching the Star Wars movies, so I'm just going to have to say Empire Strikes Back. I absolutely adore that as a sci-fi, as a fantasy, as a sequel. It kind of wins across the board. So, all right, I really appreciate you guys telling us all about you and where to find you. And, of course, if you want to follow any of these awesome creators, please do so. We're going to move into the next round, and that round is going to be filmography. We already selected who the first person to go, and that's going to be Peyton. What we're going to do is we're going to put up the picture of an actor, and the contestants are going to go through each of the films they can think of from this actor until they have to pass. Last person standing wins the round, and we'll go through as many of these we can in time allotted. So the very first actor we've got today is actually not an actor, it's a director, Steven Spielberg. Go ahead, Peyton.
War of the Worlds.
Correct. And again, this is director, so he directed War of the Worlds. Go ahead, Mick.
Jaws.
Rlee.
Close Encounters with the Third Kind.
Beautiful. Peyton.
Empire of the Sun.
I love it. Mick.
Minority Report.
Great. Arlie?
Jurassic Park.
Love it.
Munich.
Mick?
Schindler's List.
You guys are going to have a bunch here that are going to start coming up that you're going to all think of. Arlie, what do you got?
I know it doesn't count. I want to say Poltergeist, but I mean, well, we'll leave that. Oh, E.T.
5 seconds. There you go.
Sorry.
All right. Peyton?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Love it. Mick?
Amistad.
Keep it going, Arlie.
Oh, I'm blanking.
Uh-oh.
I'm blanking. Hold on.
You got 10 seconds or a pass. 5 seconds.
I might have to pass.
Looks like a pass for Arlie. It's down to Peyton and Mick. So Peyton,
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
correct. Mick Martin.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Love it. Peyton,
Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Mick,
We've run out of Indiana Jones.
any others?
uh, mm,
5 seconds. All right, that round goes to Peyton for Steven Spielberg. There was one more Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and that Time Dial movie.
That's
But we didn't
James
do that.
Mangold, though.
Oh, it wasn't. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
See, look at me making errors. Hey, I am fallible like everyone else. We are going to move on to the first actor in our choices, and this actor is Meryl Streep. So whoever buzzes first. All right, we got Arlie will go first. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, wow. Meryl Streep. Let's go with Hook.
Hook. Meryl Streep. I think that's
Oh, no, that's
incorrect.
getting close. Oh, my God. Sorry.
All right, so Arlie is out on this round. Peyton?
The Devil Wears Prada.
Perfect. Mick?
Defending Your Life.
Defending Your Life. I don't know that movie. I've got to verify that movie. Give me a moment. It's killing me because I can't get to where I need to quickly. There you go. Meryl Streep. Go ahead, Peyton.
Death Becomes Her.
Okay. Mick?
Oh, God. I'm freezing up.
5 seconds.
Nope.
All right. This round goes to Peyton. And before we show the next actor, we're going to go ahead and have everybody buzz for their next round. Mick Martin will go first this time. And the next actor is going to be Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Go ahead, Mick.
Shawshank Redemption.
Correct. Or Arlie.
Bruce Almighty.
Love it. Peyton.
7.
Great answer. Mick.
Amistad.
Yeah, correct. Go ahead, Arlie.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Love it. Peyton.
The Dark Knight.
Love it. Ones I'm not thinking of. Go ahead, Mick.
Oh. Batman Begins.
Perfect. Arlie.
Stand By Me. Oh,
Stand By Me
No,
is
no.
incorrect. That is incorrect. I know you know which one you're thinking about. Go ahead, Peyton.
Someone
My
think-
Dead Friend Zoe.
Okay. Mick.
I'm thinking of
5 seconds.
I know the movie and I'm just blanking on the name.
All right. So that round goes to Peyton for Morgan Freeman. You were thinking of Lean on Me.
I was thinking of Lean on Me, so-
Lean on Me. All right. 3, 2, 1. It's still Peyton. All right, Peyton. The next actor is going to be Halle Berry.
Never Let Go.
Okay. Mick.
John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
I love it. Arlie?
Gothica.
Okay. Peyton?
Catwoman.
Okay.
X-Men.
Martin? Love it. Sorry about that. Ignore that. Arlie?
Hold on. I got the name right. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's right there.
5 seconds. All right. So, Peyton?
X2, X-Men United.
Love it. Mick?
X-Men The Last Stand.
All right. Peyton?
Swordfish.
Mick?
X-Men Days of Future Past.
Peyton?
Was she in that one?
She was. Not for long.
Wow.
She's in the beginning.
Shoot. Oh, why am I blanking on this?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
I'm blanking on this one.
5 seconds. All right, that's time. That looks like this one goes to Mick Martin on this one. So we're going to move on. We're going to do the buzzers again. Arlie, get your buzzer ready.
I have a question while I get my buzzer. What is that movie that she was in with Hugh Jackman?
Swordfish.
Swordfish.
No. The comedy movie. It's an anthology.
Movie 43.
Movie 43.
Yeah, where her and the British actor get all the terrible surgeries and
Yes.
I love that movie, and everybody thinks I'm ridiculous for loving that movie. All right, so we are.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir.
Looks like actually we're out of time. I don't think we have enough time to do one more. So Halle Berry will end that round. So that said, we've got Peyton at 90 points. We've got Mick at 50, and we've got Arlie still at 0. There is still one more round, so this is still technically anybody's game. Let me stop that so we don't have that problem. The final game is the top 4 known for, and this is where all the contestants will be given an actor, and then they will have to choose what is considered their most famous films. And they will, of course, jot these down while we wait. Very Final Jeopardy, if you will. All right, so the first round here is going to be revealed here. We've got Peyton gets Jamie Foxx, Mick gets Demi Moore, and Arlie gets Michelle Yeoh. Go ahead and enter your answers once the timer starts. Go ahead. Type those out for us.
And they can be in any order, correct?
Whatever order you want, as long as they pop up in those 4 boxes.
Gotcha.
Just send those to me once you get them ready. For those of you that don't know, this episode is brought to you by The Real Study. So whoever wins today will get a prize from The Real Study. And hopefully we will get to see how these guys do. I'm really interested to see how this goes.
Got it.
All right, top 4 known for. Go ahead and submit your answers when you're done. We've got 10 seconds left. 5 seconds. Submit what you've got. All right, perfect. So we're going to start with Peyton. He said Jamie Foxx. What do we have for the first movie? We've got Collateral. You did say Collateral. Good job. That's 5 points. You said Ray, which we said Ray. And Django Unchained, which you also said, and Dreamgirls, you said Baby Driver, and that is incorrect. So 3 out of 4 is not bad. For Mick, we've got first movie for Demi Moore is G.I. Jane, which I see on your list. Great job. We've got The Substance, which I do not see on your list. We've got Indecent Proposal, which you did guess. Good job. And the last one is Ghost, which you said St. Elmo's Fire, which was still a great guess. Definitely one from her past that she was really famous for. The next one is Arlie. We've got Michelle Yeoh. First movie is Everything Everywhere All at Once. You did not list that one. Number 2, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which you did get. So there's that. The third movie is Crazy Rich Asians, which you did not say. And the fourth movie is Tomorrow Never Dies. You did say Yuma, which was not on the list. So that is round number 1. We are going to move on to round number 2. So for Peyton, we've got Timothée Chalamet, We've got Mick with Brie Larson and Rlee with Daniel Kaluuya. Sorry, I'm terrible with that name. All right, go ahead and start your guesses now. All right, that is time, and we're going to have you guys submit. Perfect. We're going to start. Let's start from the bottom. Let's start with Rlee this time. We've got Daniel Kaluuya. We've got Get Out, which was not listed by you. We've got the next one is Black Panther, which you did guess. Great job. We've got number 3 here is Judas and the Black Messiah, which I don't see. And then the last movie for him is Nope, which you did guess. So you got 2 out of 4. Very good job. We're going to move to Mick with Brie Larson. And Mick said The Room, which he did not list. And we've got the next movie, Captain Marvel, which he did list. Great job. Number 3, Short Term 12, which is not listed. And then the last movie is Avengers Endgame, which you did list as well. You did guess Kong Skull Island, which I thought was a great guess. The last contestant, we've got Timothée Chalamet. First movie is Call Me By Your Name, which I do see on your list. Great job, Peyton. Number 2, we've got Lady Bird, which you did not list. Number 3 is Beautiful Boy, which you did not list. And then A Complete Unknown, which you did. So 2 out of 4. Very good job. You guys are killing it on some of these. So we are going to move to the next round. We're about halfway through this round at this point. So we've got Gene Hackman, Meryl Streep, and Denzel Washington. Time starts now. All right, that is final. Go ahead and submit your selections. All right, we're going to go with Peyton again this time. Gene Hackman, first movie. The French Connection, which I see on your list. Good job. Crimson Tide, which I do not see on your list. Hoosiers is also not there. And then the last one is Unforgiven. So you only actually got 1 out of 4 on that one. Moving to Meryl Streep for Mick. Sophie's Choice, which is not listed. Devil's Wear Prada, which you did list. And number 3, Out of Africa. And then Mamma Mia. And then we've got Denzel Washington with Rlee. We've got the first movie, Fences, which I do see on your list. Great job. Number 2, Book of Eli, which I don't see there. Third movie is Anton Fisher, which is not there. And then Training Day. You did list Man on Fire and The Equalizer, both great guesses. All right. So we've got just over 3 minutes left in this round. Moving on to the next set of top 4 known for. Zoe Saldana, Steve Carell, and Angela Bassett. All right, go ahead and submit your answers starting now. All right. Submitting guesses. I love it. And we're going to start with Rlee again this time. Angela Bassett. We've got number 1 film is Black Panther, which I do not see on your list. We've got Strange Days. Also not there. Waiting to Exhale. And What's Love Got to Do with It? All right, moving on to Mick for Steve Carell. We've got Crazy Stupid Love, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Despicable Me, which you did get, so that's 5 points, and The Big Short. I know, there's a lot to remember with a lot of these actors. And then for Peyton, we've got Zoe Saldana. We've got Avatar, which is there. Guardians of the Galaxy, which is also there. Star Trek, which I do not see. And then Columbiana, which I don't see. So that's a 2 for Peyton. Okay, 1 minute left. I think we can do this. Here we go. Last round. We've got Colin Farrell, Lucy Liu, and Bill Paxton. Go. And if you are a huge movie fan and you have suggestions or want to be a contestant here on The Real Arena, go ahead and hit us up both at therealstudy@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on TikTok or any other platform to request, or even just hit up in the comments here. Any way you slice it, you want to be a contestant or you have suggestions on maybe games or ideas to improve the show, we are always open to that because we are trying to make this as fun and competitive as possible. 10 seconds to go, gentlemen. And we are going to start with Peyton this time once the time is up. 5 seconds. Submit when you get a chance. All right, so this will be the final round. I'm going to go ahead and stop the timer. starting with Colin Farrell for Peyton. We've got The Lobster, which I see. We've got In Bruges, which I don't see. We've got SWAT, which is also not there. And then The Batman, which is there. So you got 2 out of 4 on that one. Great job. Moving to Mick Martin for Lucy Liu. We've got Kill Bill Volume 1, which you listed Kill Bill. I think I'll go ahead and give it to you still. Charlie's Angels, which you listed. Great job. Chicago and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. So you named 3 out of 4. Great job, Mick. And then the last one for Arlie, we got Bill Paxton for Aliens, which you did list. Frailty, which you did list. Apollo 13, which you did not list. And then Twister. So you got 3 out of 4. Very good job on that one as well, Arlie. So that is the end of this round and brings us to the end of the game, which we now have another championship won by Peyton at 140 points, with Mick at 85, it looks like, and then Arlie at 35 points. Just kind of carrying away with it there, Peyton. You're killing it. I love it. This has been episode 4 of The Real Arena. We're going to, of course, get our prize out to our champion, and we'll see him back next time. We thank you guys for stopping by, and hopefully we'll see you at the movies. Thanks so much.
Bye.